Battle of Polytopia, welcome to the Imperious Polysseum. Together with Tolbby and Leliberateur, we'll be breaking down the best games from last month. Prepare yourself for epic land battles with hordes of riders on each side and deadly knights delivering the final blow. Let's jump right in.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Imperious Polysseum highlights. My name is MijTube, or aka Gatazo. You might know me from the Poly Champions server as well. Like we said in the intro, great guests with me today. Leliberateur and Tolbby. Welcome. Hi, guys.
Hello there.
How goes it?
Yeah, great to have you here with us today. Yeah, how are you doing? Excited about the Polysseum games?
Yeah, it's quite a nice series. This one's a nice one. A lot of night chains, a lot of good outplays.
I'm always excited to review some awesome Polytopia games on the highest level. So,
have you played this Polysseum or not? Have you participated?
I have played. Not. Sorry. Go ahead.
I'll take the first one. So I have not participated in a Polysseum yet. Lately, I've been working on a theoretical campaign map for Polytopia, but I've had a lot going on else in the background, and I haven't had a lot of chance to interact with Polytopia for a while.
Yeah. So, by the way, continuing the introduction, so Tolbby is the best live streamer, like poly live streamer on the internet. Go ahead and subscribe to his channel. He's making those live streams every Sunday. So now it's like Polytopia world building activities, I guess, with the poly mod that was released recently. And Leliberateur is one of the best players in the world, so he participated in the World Championships final as a Chinchi representative.
Yeah, and it's actually currently Chinchi month for Polysseum, right?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So how are things going for you?
I haven't played much. I've played 1 or 2 games, but I have watched a lot of the Chinchi games. They're really interesting. Yeah, there are some good ones. It's nice to watch because challenge mode is really easy to access as well, right? You can just go on any link, view the tournaments, and like look at the finals, look at the good players, see how they're doing.
Yeah, we have a link in the description, so if you're curious, go ahead and then click on the link. We'll also be showing you in preparation for the games, we'll be showing you what kind of game is on the screen. Yeah, so that's the plan. Before we jump into the games, let's talk quickly about the Imperious. So tell me what their strong and weak points are. Like, do you like to play them? Are they strong? Are they weak? What kind of tribe is this? Tolbby?
Alrighty, so Imperious is actually one of the default tribes that is always recommended for new players because of how strong they are without any support, being able to, thanks to organization, immediately level up their capital and give them a good bit of organization.
So E0 tribe, right?
Very much an easier tribe. Also helps lead to the natural meta of Polytopia, even despite all the changes. Rider Roads has always been a moderately dominant strategy, though it is a little bit more balanced now, but it definitely helps push new players towards a more healthier style to help them expand not only their empire and all their games, but their knowledge and how to be better at the game of Polytopia as a whole.
Lelib, anything to
add?
That
sums it up. I think it's the best tribe overall, most versatile, right? So you can do basically anything. If you want, you can go math. I think we'll see some in the game. If you want, you can rush roads.
Yeah, wink. Somebody won the World Championships with Imperious.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. And yeah, Rider Roads meta, as you said, Tolbby. It's the best tech in the game, and they're good to rush knights. They're good to go defenders. And yeah, that's basically it. Also, there's a hidden like there's a very good thing on Imperious that not most players know, is that you have a huge advantage going to look for villages, because like if you see a tile with no fruit on it, you know there is no village.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
One last little tidbit, because, well, a quick shout out for Polychamps, the competitive part of Polytopia, which is always done as 2v2 or 3v3 games. Imperious also makes an excellent starting tribe to play, as it also naturally leads to the potential of diplomacy, or if certain games allow it, embassies, mostly for 2v2s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And 2v2s, yeah.
Any kind of maps where they, excel, and some others where they are not so strong?
I would say they're the best. Like, they're the best probably in Drylands and Pangea. It's their best like map type, but they're also very good on lakes and other map types, especially in 2v2s, like you said. 2v2s, Imperious is always one of the best tribes because of the access to the embassies, the diplomacy tech tree.
Yeah, that brings a lot of stars to the table, right? And yeah, you can do other things with those stars later. Yeah, anyway, so we can, I think we are ready to start showing the games. One last thing before we start, I set up a poll in the chat. So tell us which version of the Imperious do you like more, the Leliberateur or the traditional Imperious? Which is your favorite, Tolbby?
Oh, absolutely the Leliberateur. I love the more like Roman theme, despite them already having that. It builds more into it. I love the newer fruits. That's more like a grape. And overall, I think it's just a really great skin.
Yeah, the grapes are a great addition to the game.
Okay.
Yeah, no, but I feel like the OG skin is also nice. You know, it's the face of the game. Like you always see the Imperious tribe, but it's also nice that the skin adds like some. It makes it finer, you know. It's like
yeah. Okay, so let's now switch to this view. Okay, sorry, I will remove you, Tolbby, for now. Yeah, so the first game is between Windskate and Vorce. So which stage of the tournament was it?
Let me pull up those notes really fast. This one's going to be for the daily finals. Game 2 is the game we're going to be covering here between Windskate and Vorce.
Yeah. So as you see, we revealed a bit of. So like we won't keep you guessing who won. It's really easy to see here, but let's see how that really happened. Okay, Tolbby.
Alrighty, with the quick points of view, we're going to be quickly introducing these two players. Windskate going to be playing as the blue Imperious, and Vorce going to be playing as the black bartered color Imperious. There is a lot to dissect about an opening map with this one. Really, you were the one that brought up a great fact about trying to figure out where So right over here.
Yeah, now it's fine. You're back.
Fair enough. We're back. That was weird. Yeah, you were kind of robotic. I think it was something on my end. So we're going to be talking about opening map positions and what players are initially seeing and what they may have when it regards to opening expansion. Mostly going to be bringing attention to these fruits. Right over here, we have for Windskate, we have it going directly south and east, a lot of directions to be expanding to. Whereas we only have one more somewhat reliable direction that Vorce is able to travel to, because we can take one quick observation here. Absolutely no resources here towards the center of the map. That's just a quick observation. Leliberateur, do you have anything else you'd like to add to just before we click?
I completely agree. It's looking like Windskate in the north has very good density, and as I said before, the 3 tiles in Vorce's terrain, like the empty field tiles, this means there can be no adjacent village because it's all Imperious terrain. So any tile adjacent to those 3, there can be no village there, which gives us information that Vorce has very bad density, and we'll have to play for like riders to go a long distance because that's basically it.
So it looks like it's going to be uphill battle. Let's see how both players end up using this initial spawn without. Oops, I had paused it to avoid sounds. We're going to go ahead and we're hearing it just fine.
Yep.
Woohoo! If I can get a thumbs up in the chat, the game's going to go ahead and begin. Both players immediately starting off with the traditional start of Imperious. And oh my goodness, Windskate is getting an absolutely beautiful start to this. Right over here, securing a city right in the center of the map, trying to go for an explorer to find his opponent. And even though this explorer is not so great, we're going to immediately turn off shared fog because of how much vision both players have. In perfect timing as well. Look at that. Vorce able to find his opponent and get himself a solid 5 stars for a meeting bonus. What are you looking for from Vorce's point of view in order to turn this game around? A swordsman!
Ooh. And he did a very precise micro here, putting 1 unit on the ruin and 1 in the village. Oh, and Windskate steps off the village to deny the ruin. Very nice play.
That can be very important because last thing anybody wants in this heavy rider investment at the early game is to have to deal with swordsmen. Swordsmen, especially a veteran one, can absolutely one-shot everything. And it can be really hard for them to overcome in the early game. We've actually already got roads being popped out from Windskate here, trying to deny this village. And this is actually a very powerful spot. It's going to be able to pick up a 5th village for Windskate. And, oh, the veteran swordsman gets roaded forward in order to capture the village in the far south. How many riders does it normally take to overcome a veteran swordsman? 5, right?
5,
yeah,
yes.
5. Yeah, it's 5.
So without any backup, it's going to be near impossible for Vorce to be able to capture this village all the way to the side. It's going to be a solid 5 versus 4 city game. Never a situation you want to be put in. Turns out that ruin on the center was not that overwhelming for one player to capture, as it was just pops. But that does make it easier, especially with the power of roads, be picking up your first giant. A double siege going on from Vorce. And it's going to have to happen. Turns out
that Vorce is very short on stars, and he hasn't upgraded any of his cities yet, so his income is very low.
Absolutely relying on the power of that veteran swordsman in order to carry him into the mid-game. But at this point, he's got the slight production advantage. But as you were just saying, absolutely no economy to back it up. Looks like that's going to be the focus here. Upgrading 1, power of roads, but he's just a couple of stars short. He needs to be picking up more units, as units are king when it comes to Polytopia. Windskate is repositioning every single one of his units. Look at this with the roads. Even these warriors are able to shoot all the way here to the forward and making a solid line that Vorce is not able to cover. We've got just a little bit of an area where both players are not able to cross. And oddly enough, even with all this, this warrior is still not able to go over to this ruin to pick it up. Why is that? He's got so many units here.
2 giants on Vorce's side. It looks like they're going to be evenly matched on giants. Windskate, I think, can also pick up a giant in the center. Yeah, there we go. The village in the far east is looking like it's not that much use, so it looks like Vorce is just going to give it up because it doesn't have many tiles left. Chivalry picked up.
Chivalry pickup by Windskate. And I also want to bring out one important thing that Windskate did. Actually made it near impossible for Vorce to be able to take and get advantage of this last city where it's only good for Windskate. A border growth is making it to where no units can be rotated all the way forward through to that. We have the Chivalry all in the back. And look at this. He's going to be trying to position his units ever so carefully. Not getting up a chain, but look over here. Vorce also has his own Chivalry and has 2 knights already as well. That's a 2 chain, being able to immediately get a 5-star advantage and start chipping away at the giants ever so slightly.
Yeah, and that's what you want to do with knights. And your chains on the giant, so it starts dying little by little.
Little by little, you need 5 attacks in order to kill those giants. That's 4 chain! Straight over there. And looks like Windskate is going to be having some issues protecting this village on the eastern side. Well, we have this giant depicted here on this mountain. He actually ends up moving it off. But it was actually offering a great amount of zone of control. And it's actually going to be exposing the central city just a little bit further for either a potential knight or a rider train straight to the front. Ooh. At this point, it's now about better positioning of spacing out your units. That's another. That's a 3 chain.
Nice. That was a very fancy use of the no climbing tech. You didn't have climbing, so the unit didn't go on the mountain.
No, nice.
Oh, and there's a big chain. Yeah.
And that's it with the chain 6, 7 all the way to the capital. Applying a siege.
Nice.
Look at that. We're going to just rewind it really fast because that chain happened so quickly. This giant is at full health. And just look how Windskate just masterfully lowers this giant all the way down to 0 and is able to get not 1, not 2, but a 7 chain. That's 1 unit. Bop-a-da-bop. 2. Bop-a-da-bop. 3, bop-a-da-bop. 3 chain, 4, 5, 6, 7 chain all the way to the capital and secures the game. There's absolutely no army left in order to defend. You thought a giant with 70 health was enough, but turns out no, there's just too many knights on the board.
We've seen this recently in the IMO Polysseume as well. So it even had a defense bonus on the forest, and even though it was killed, and then the chain came. Yeah.
I do want to add something at the end of this game because I don't think it's that obvious why the game is over, because Vorce has no units left, but neither does Windskate, right? And I think the reason he resigns here is because there's a giant left, and for Windskate, and also your cities are pinned. So which means Windskate is just going to move his warriors up and train knights. And if you ever train knights in your cities, they get instantly killed, like spawn killed. So you can never get units up and going again. And that's why he resigns.
Yeah, he doesn't have much to respond to this giant. I agree. Tolbby?
No, that's everything right there. This giant's going to be able to start walking its way in, or heck, can be starting to rotate forward all the way further as multiple units are able to go here. It's just everything. As mentioned before, the knight's going to be able to start spawn killing everything. Thanks to the power of roads, there's no spawn on the map that's safe. Even right over here from the capital, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is able to get right all the way over here and is able to mess with these cities here. There's only 2 cities that are safe.
Yeah, because Vorce doesn't have border with this city of in this eastern city, so all the Windskate's units can easily infiltrate from there. So yeah, I agree. Anything else that you would like to add to this game?
I think it's interesting how both players just went riding roads into knights. It looks like that's the meta we're going to be seeing here. Especially on Pangea, that's a very good strategy to go for.
A lot of flatlands, you don't have to worry about water. Definitely naturally leads to that. Imperious also has low mountain density, so not too much need for excessive climbing or archery.
Yeah. They both got Killer Monument before getting a first giant. So it's like, you don't really need economy techs in this map type. You just go roads and connect everything, and then use Killer Monument, and you got a giant.
Yep.
It's that simple, yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to game number 2. Let me check the notes. Okay. Stop sharing. Yeah. So yeah, let's okay. Sorry, I have to add my screen again.
So next game is going to be featuring livanmcluvan, who I'm going to introduce right now. He's one of the best players in Challenger mode at the moment. I believe he is rank 1. He's been winning a lot of these tournaments, always in finals. He's a very good player.
But he's like a new character in the business. I've never heard about him.
I think 1 or 2 years, something like that.
Oh, really? Okay.
He's quite new. I like when I saw him. I played against him once in Challenger mode, and I instantly knew he was a good player. I sent him a message like, "Have you been playing for a long time?" Something like that. Yeah, he's great. He's a very, very strong player. You're going to be playing against Mythic RNG, and this is going to be semifinals in a daily tournament.
Yeah, so like his name popped up like quite recently in my kind of universe. So I haven't heard about him before, like a month or 2. Yeah, so let's see how this game went. As we can, as you noticed, it was Livven's victory, but let's watch the game. Okay, Lelib.
All right, so Livven here is south. He's host. He's the blue Imperious, and Mythic RNG is in the north. We're gonna take a quick look at the spawn. It looks like they both have good density. As you can see, there's a lot of resources on both sides in the center. Yeah, host has slight advantage. It looks like there's not many forests blocking everything, so they can go riding. That's basically, I think, what we should expect to see, and we can see how it goes. Anything to add, Tolbby?
No, I think that's an excellent observation. Once again, just because of how Pangea works, even the most awkward spot would be going over here in the south, but we don't have to worry about riders getting blocked going in that direction. So we've got a very solid direction of going towards both potential directions. For expansion, of course, we're more than likely to be seeing them prioritize heading towards the center. Heck, I wouldn't be surprised if the host ended up trying to head towards where the crops are. But yeah. So unless there's something else you want to add, we're going to go ahead and get this game rolling.
Yeah, let's go for it. So double workshops, of course, is the standard opening. They'll then go for warriors, I believe. Oh, no warrior. Okay, warrior. All right.
Interesting.
He finds a ruin and goes for the workshop instead of the rider. Oh, explorer. Explorer is very important in this map type, so you know what's going on, where the villages are. You see a lot of players go C2, so first village to capture, they instantly go explore. And very good players do this to get a, so you don't play in the dark. 5 stars for meeting bonus. Okay, training a rider, that's a very good call. He's skipping the ruin 1 turn to just try to go for the village. But I don't think it's gonna hold. So is he even gonna step in? I don't think he will, because he will not step in probably. stays out. They both have vision. They both know what's going on. Oh, he goes for a snipe with Rhodes. Rhodes picked up. Rhodes picked up as well for both players. He is going to give up that city. A vet swordman in the east. Ouch. That's very bad for Livven. And yeah. He's going to play aggressive here, trying to get the village in the west back. The swordman is re-centralized. He is a bit low on units right now. The pink is a bit low on units. Oh, that's a very nice siege. Yep.
That's a very big siege going on right there.
They're going to swap some cities right now. You take mine, I take yours.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, pink is getting that city back, unfortunately.
That snipe was actually a really big deal because it actually gave up this southeastern central city straight over to blue. So it actually allows him to be able to capture it. And look at that, with a solid line of riders, it's going to be able to hold on to it for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so it's like siege after siege after siege. So each turn we have a siege. Yeah, go ahead, Lely.
That is a level 1 city, so he's gonna stop sieging now, as he knows he's just gonna get some units killed. You guys can try and predict what techs they're gonna buy after, like, what's the next tech they want to go for, right? What is Blue's next tech? He needs a combat tech, right? Because he's down in cities, he's gonna need more technologies to be able to fight back. As for Pink in the north, Mythic RNG, he's gonna need Explorer.
What do you think about this Explorer?
I think he's expecting to get sieged a lot and maybe lose the city at some point. And maybe that's why he goes Explorer.
Oh, okay. Because, like, you know, why would you take an Explorer here? It's like,
yeah.
Well, so here's what I'm thinking is, because these games are played live, correct?
Yeah.
So if we go ahead and just zoom in a little bit further, like, let's say to here, what you're thinking is the Explorer's going to go over, see these clouds, and then notice he's actually being very careful in keeping the units far back, because he doesn't know what unit is actually being spawned in this capital right over here.
Yep.
So my assumption is he was hoping for this Explorer specifically to get eyes on this capital.
Yep. Which would have worked, actually, if he had cleared the fog with the Southern Rider.
This is 4 tiles away, so it actually is in range within this. It also could just go straight over here, because both of these are equally 4.
Yeah,
however,
my mistake, yeah.
3 tiles over here.
Yeah, there is one cloud. Okay.
There is 1 cloud. So I actually see the logic in it, and I think it was just forgot the cloud was there, minor misplay. If that was the thing, all he had to do was bring this rider down 1 tile in order to properly get that vision. Because at this point, especially as they're on turn 13, I think since they're not seeing too many upgrades, they are actually being very cautious about a potential chivalry rush.
Yes. Farming, that's a very good choice of tech, because you have a lot of stars to spend, right? And you need to start popping out some giants and spamming more units, because you have the city advantage. So that's the play you want to go for. As for Blue here, he's behind in cities, and he's going to need to make an aggressive play. So usually the thing is going for more expensive techs, like tier 3 techs. Chivalry, there you go, he got it.
Ooh, and it's also just like, but for both players actually have perfect misinformation. They can't see the capital of the opponent.
I believe there's a knight in the fog, so if Mythic was not score counting this, he may be in trouble. Yep, there it goes, there it goes.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, bop, 8, 9,
nice.
10, 11. That's an 11 chain.
Wow.
Yeah, he's hoping for a last unit in the capital, but there isn't one.
The game's not over.
Yeah, it is not over.
Oh, another
siege. He's gonna get that.
Another siege.
Well. Oh, and a snipe in the city in the back.
How is he breaking that siege? Wait, how many cities does he have?
3.
6. That's bizarre.
Massive chop play.
That is bizarre. Nice. And he ends turn on 0 stars. But keep in mind, he could disband if he ever needed to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, it's interesting that pink is not blocking the forests, because he knows blue has forestry, right? And he wants to pop a giant or chop. So that's slight misplay there. And we're back on 5 versus 4 cities, but this time the city advantage is to livanmcluvan, and he also has a giant advantage and tech advantage, so everything is going his way now. He chops down the giant, I think, to go for a siege maybe, yeah, and hopefully that holds. I don't think it does, but he's hoping it maybe will. Okay, it looks like it holds. It looks like it holds. And there you go. He sieges cap, captures, and the game's over here.
There's definitely nothing else that Mythic RNG can do at this point.
Yeah.
He's just pushed all the way back. An amazing turnaround play.
Very nice outplay. Yeah, he was on 4 cities, managed to get to 6 to get the Grand Bazaar, to pop a giant. That was absolutely insane.
So when you're in this position where you have the 5 to 4 cities, what would you have been doing differently here in order to maintain this lead?
Well, the main mistake, I think, is not keeping in mind that your opponent can have a knight, right? You have to respect the knight, especially when you don't have vision on the capital. So just keep your units spaced up, even though you're not sure if your opponent has a knight or not. It's a good habit to have in live games.
It's a very good habit to have. Sometimes it's just important just to be watching the scoring screen to see exactly what happens. If it jumps up 300 points, you know something's amiss. 300 points don't just pop out of nowhere. No, a very interesting game, indeed. Again,
sure.
back to how they were playing on the early little bit, maybe trying to make sure that he didn't line up every single unit into one solid line as they were approaching mid games. They were playing around knights for so long, and at some point they just both kind of got complacent, saying, well, I see everything except for the capital, so I'm assuming they don't have it.
So what do you think was the turning point, this massive chain, or like
oh yeah, for sure, for sure,
something
100%. It was 100% this knight chain is exactly what turned it around.
Okay, yeah, that's like you don't see that often in like games on that level.
Yep, yeah, absolutely. But I think he still maybe could have won if he didn't get the chain. It would have still been a game, but this helped him like push his advantage for sure. Yeah.
Okay, let's check Let's check the poll. So far we have 83% Imperious to 17% Leliberateur. Yeah, so things are not going great for you guys. yeah. If you want to vote, yeah, there's still 2 games to go. So go ahead and vote in our poll. Yeah, so I think we can wrap this game up, and I'll set up the next challenger.
It looks like Rider Roads here is, and into Knights is still a theme. Like you have, it looks like that's the meta, right? You have to go for Rider Roads.
You're definitely seeing a very solid pattern. It's really tricky to be going anything archery into a matchup like this whenever it's a mirror match.
That would be really awkward, especially when the density is so bad. Like the cities are very far out, like spread out, right? So archery is not a good tech when there's a lot of space. You want some mobility, right? Some riders, some roads.
Yep. The first tech you're typically going to be wanting is riders. If you're really just wanting to force an archery play, you would have to have a bunch of forces to begin with, or you would also have to pick up another tech, and be picking up strategy just so you have defenders to be able to fight off the riders by having them killing themselves into it, which At that point, you're already investing 3 techs where your opponent only needs to get roads in order to make it all work out. And we're just talking combat techs.
And roads is also an economy tech because you can go for connections and get your giants and out expand and get your Grand Bazaar. Like roads is just too good here to skip. All right,
yeah,
I think we'll be jumping into the next game.
Yeah, something is wrong with the link, so we are not showing the challenger mode page this time. It will be a mystery until the very end.
Oh, I love a mystery.
Yeah, we won't show you who won. Yeah, so this time, Tolbby, you are in the lead, so go ahead and tell us who's playing and what kind of setup it is.
Alrighty, so we have our host, CrocstoSchool. He's actually going to be playing as the superior Liverpatchy skin for Imperious, having all the absolutely tasty grapes that all of us here massively enjoy. And in the green, in the opposing corner, we have a not ducks. It's more than likely a goose, if I am understanding the pun correctly. Over here, and oh my goodness, the density between these two players is absolutely different from each other. Taking a very quick look. First one, we have 2 very open directions. That's our blue host. CrocstoSchool is able to go towards with potentially a village right over here and a village right over here. And the fog, very easy for expanding. And we have something very interesting. Absolutely nothing. If hopefully we've at least got a village here towards the center. And the interesting thing is this solid line of wood here. So our very common strategy that we've been saying every player employ of rushing straight to riders, it's not going to be working the exact same way here. One last interesting observation is we have land. We have our island all the way here in the northern corner. We have our little bit of fish and bit of coast here. So if for some reason, I mean, it's not going to be that great, but we could be going sailing, raft all the way over, get ourselves a bonus lighthouse for a +1 pop. I don't know. Do you possibly see the chances of sailing to go around and maybe some bombers to secure the gate right of the coast?
Maybe we'll see some. Who knows? It's Pangea after all. Anything can happen.
Anything.
I do have a little question for the chatters out there. Do you guys think there's a village in the north on that little island? I'm wondering, is there a village there all the way in the north by the lighthouse?
It could be.
It could be. Actually, there's an answer. You can know. You know for a fact that there is a village there, right? Because islands on Pangea have villages. Now I have another question though. Can you go to the south? Tolbby. Now, is there a village there after the down by the south lighthouse?
I would be assuming that one is going to be a no.
No.
Yeah, that is a no. Why is that, Tolbby? Why is that a no?
So I actually don't know the exact rules of the map spawning, but from my basic understanding, land cannot make it all the way over to the lighthouse naturally like that.
So I believe land can, but there is a very good indicator here that tells you there's no village, and it's simply the empty field.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
All
the
right.
more you know. Without further ado, who do we think is going to be winning this singular matchup, Liverpatchy or Imperious? Is it pay to win? Let's find out. Both players going to be moving straight forward, grabbing their early workshops for their early game economy. And right over here, as predicted, we're actually following the forests and heading straight over, finding our village. And in fact, it looks like we're going to be supporting. This is what I like to do here is make sure that your warriors are within 1 or 2 spaces of each other to support each other in case of early riders. Because look at this massive onslaught that's coming in right over here. We're going to share the fog and remove that so we can see Not Ducks' point of view and see, oh my goodness, there are units everywhere. He's even going to be moving his unit off the village in the west, and he's going to have to be starting from a 2-2 city game with so many riders.
Already Star Ruin as well. It's not going his way.
Oh, yeah.
With how this early density of forests is, are you expecting a pivot over into archery in this game?
Ooh, archery, that's interesting. I was thinking maybe math would be a play here. But archery is also an option if you want the defense bonus for your warriors. So if you spam warriors, archery could be interesting, but it's looking like he's more into spamming riders.
What I'm finding interesting here right now is, despite the fact of having so many riders here, they're only just now picking up their third village, getting an explorer to see more of the map, and there's your mysterious village all the way up there in the north, grabbing some stars and repositioning everything. And oddly enough, we're kind of just having a little bit of a stare down. Neither player can take the village here in the center between the two.
So it's a 3v3. Everything like the dust settled, and
honestly, anything can happen. We could see the pivot into fishing just to.
I'm seeing some very nice market spots for ducks here.
Mathematics. Okay.
I'm loving
what I'm seeing. Want to take a look at it? Like, try to find the math spots for the math market spots for ducks.
We're gonna have to be assuming, since we have this swordsman here, I'm assuming the swordsman's gonna be trying to make its way forward in order to secure the village. But for now, we got another border growth. And picking up all these, getting our first giant, and that also picks up all of these trees to allow ourselves yet another good place for a sawmill. It looks like that the main priority is going to be trying to get as many giants as quickly as possible. Thanks to the monument, there's a second one. And both players are going to be very much keen on picking up their own respective villages, turning it from a 3v3 to a 4v4. Markets going straight up there from roads, immediately boosting the economy. That is a plus, 14 stars per turn just with getting that technology? And is about to increase it by another potential +4? Scoring himself another giant. We're going to be having one last explorer in order to be able to see that the opponent has gotten a catapult in order to protect their front line as well. And even though we've got 3 giants here, 1, 2, 3, really trying to apply extra pressure. Chivalry is picked up, and this entire line of riders is going to have to be moving into the back and relying fully on the power of roads to do what needs to be done. That's 5.
Or just giving up all the riders.
That's 6.
Also works.
That's a 7th hit. And with that, it brings one giant all the way down to 14. He's going to have to bring it back. And he's going to try to heal it back up. Getting one more explorer. He doesn't want to get knighted as well. And with this, we now have the vision everybody is going to be needing. Is that going to be a border growth to protect against road? It is. It's a defensive play against roads. Thanks to this forest here, units can no longer ride all the way forward as easily. But that's a siege on the capital with a giant in order to back it up. We do have a catapult over here in order to deal with this giant, and we should have enough riders. But we also have a knight here to be able to clean it up. But it only takes one rider. That's a knight. Bob-a-bop. Bob-a-bop. That giant is dead. With that, not a single unit is lost, but we still have one giant just sitting here menacingly going straight over in order to take the city and trying to apply pressure. You may have a whole bunch of markets, but the economy is not going to do you any good if you can't collect it. At this point, a giant is very much worth it in order to deny a 12 stars per turn. Unfortunately, the economy is too good, and another giant is able to just push it straight off of that central city. We've got a wonderful bridge being built, so unfortunately, you're not going to be seeing much water being played today. And at this point, with a defender to establish a front line, last thing I'm expecting is the potential of archery to boost those defenders' defense, allow them to do what they are being trained to do, and go for the long game. There's the archery pickup. Look at this. Defenders, they don't even have to attack a single unit, but they are forcing all of these riders to die just by walking forward straight over to the spot. It cuts off this entire segment here, and you heard it here. There is a port. We're going to be having not Ducks going to claim that 5th village and give himself a production advantage. Looks like Bombers are actually going to be a potential of this game.
Yeah. Also, I think it's important to note that cloaks work really well with fishing in Pangea. Yeah. If you ever go cloaked, it's a great tech to have.
The bridge is gone.
The bridge is gone and a port is made. We've got a defender here absolutely protecting it. And with that, those cloaks could go all the way around, but it's not going to happen in this game. 5, 6, 7 chain going straight over to the Larchen of Taluska. And at this point...
Oh, yeah. I do believe that he also has enough units to chain the other side of the map.
You can see it right over here. We have a swordsman. We have a knight able to rush right over here and take out this giant even further. And then with the power of potentially needing this rider, followed up by this knight, able to clean everything else up. This actually was going to be a full clear minus this defender and this giant.
Yeah. So no comeback from this. Yeah, I agree with Tolbby.
There's absolutely no coming back. If you don't have enough units, you're going to lose the game, and that's doubly so if your unit count is 0. A very well played game, and we got to see something different than Ryder Roads. The power of archery with the defense bonus coming in late to support those shielded units we were talking about. So once again, if you're not wanting to deal with nothing but riders and roads, if you got enough forests, plop a defender there, get some archers to back them up, and boom. You're able to slowly walk your way forward straight into the enemy's camp.
Yeah, defenders and archers is every player's dream, you know, that you can just spam those defenders and spam archers behind them.
Yeah, so we have an answer if there is a comeback from this bad spawn. So there is, or there was.
Yeah, there was. His density was really bad, but he worked well with it.
Unfortunately, the Liar Patchy skin was not able to buy him the victory. So,
because I think the Leliberateur did some minor mistakes here at this stage where they had absolutely, absolute supremacy. So, for example, the green player here moved back the warrior. And then there was like a window of opportunity for the Leliberateur to actually get this village earlier, I think.
Yeah, I do think if we pause turn 6 here, I think we could maybe find a way to win. Like, if you guys are interested, you can try to get the game on CM. And this is a very nice puzzle. Like, just try to pause on turn 6 and see if you can figure out a winning move for CrocstoSchool.
Yeah, all the links are there, and if you see some better solution, it's a good exercise, as Lalib says. Yeah, so here the green had no units, so there was this lonely rider that could have. Yeah, so. Yeah, I don't know. I think that they played too conservatively instead of going a bit more aggressively.
Yes, they could have pushed for an advantage in the early game for sure. I think they could have gotten either a city in the west or even try to push for taking a city from Ducks.
Because could you turn on the Eurovision only, Tolbby? Yeah, and 2, maybe 3 turns later. What was their vision?
So I think this bit right here is really all the vision that you need in order to see what the potential optimal play was.
Yeah.
Because if we take to consideration that both players are doing the exact same kind of tech path, we know that our opponent probably has roads at this point. You really could have made a bigger push for this village early on with the controversial play of actually attacking.
Yeah, you can see it here, I think.
The warrior here. That would make
this
it
turn
where,
you can. Yeah.
If we then just bring it over to the next turn, turn 7, and we get the follow-up, this unit here would have had only 6 health, and you would have been able to actually just claim this village here.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that was this opportunity that they had, and they did not take it. And with time, not Ducks kind of worked his way, towards victory. Anything to add?
Now, that being said, about that, we can see this. Notice all this is hindsight. I think playing a little bit more conservatively is usually the better way to go, because let's say there were like 2 riders here in the fog, because we have all these riders. The main difference is we are aware that there's no riders due to how many warriors we're seeing. But especially at this point, you should just consider that there's maybe an extra rider here or here in the fog. And honestly, this conservative play is not really a massive misplay. I think that was the correct choice with the information they were given.
And I think here we can see the downside of going workshop instead of explore in your second city, right? Because he's basically the only player that did this, and he could have had an advantage had he had vision, but because he was playing with no vision, he had to play conservatively because he doesn't know if there's a rider behind.
Yeah, and here again, remember about score counting in those games. So then you also might have this information whether there is a rider or not.
So there you go. The biggest misplay was really on turn 3.
Yeah, very early. Okay, so let's jump into the game number 4. I think here the link opens, so I will show you which phase of the tournament it was. Yeah. Yep. So we have Anva here, a very experienced player, versus Vorce, who we already saw today, who lost against Windskate, but that did not stop them, from playing in the final. So as we see, Vorce was on top. Yeah. So let's jump into the game. Lelib.
Yeah, so keep in mind these are both very good players, and this is now I believe the monthly tournament. So they've had time to prepare their strategies. They've been playing Imperious the whole month, so now they know what strategy they're going to go for. They know what's meta, and I think we can keep that in mind as we go into the game. So this is now a Lakes 196.
Yeah, we have a change from Pangea to Lakes, small lakes.
Small lakes. We get a lighthouse spawn for Anva right in the east, and Vorce gets a 4 fruit spawn, but no way to get to the lighthouse. As for the density, we can see that there's probably 2 or 3 villages for both of them, approximately. Yeah, that should be about it. And yeah, so we can see there's only 1 village actually between the 2 of them, right?
Yeah, there's not enough space for more.
Yeah, so there will be a big gap, and we'll see how they play this out.
The thing I do find a little bit interesting when it comes to that village in the center, it is going to be favoring our host by that 1 extra turn, due to the full fact that they are also one turn closer. That's a guaranteed village. There's nothing you can do about that to stop it. But
absolutely,
so here's a question that I'm going to have for you, Lily, before I let you take over the conversation of the game, which is the lighthouse over here for our host of Anva.
Yes.
Would you be considering an early, just walking over for an early lighthouse?
I don't think that's a really good plan. So I would not consider it, no. I think it wastes a bit too much tempo with your warrior. You're getting 2 turns later into the village, right? Because you have to go back and then come back. Like, you have to go 2 ways. And you get the pop anyways in the cap. You can get that last pop later. You don't need it now. You can get it in 5 turns when you're going to go for the level 3.
Is there ever a situation where you would consider it?
I don't believe so, no.
What if you started off with 4 fruit in your capital?
Oh, if you started off with 4 fruits, I still think it's bad. You can still move out and make a workshop and go with the second warrior. I think that would be a better play economically. Even economically, because you're gonna go for a new village, and the new village gives income, right? And it's better to go for another village that gives 3 stars per turn because you're gonna upgrade it as soon as you capture it, than going backwards for a lighthouse and hoping for 1 more star per turn because you have 4 fruits. Yeah, I think it's always better to go forward.
I encourage you to practice with the idea at some point. I actually have, whenever I get that opening as Imperious, specifically Imperious, it's actually a pretty fun opening where you can start off with 4 units by turn 4 with 1 village and rush your opponent down.
Oh, that's very nice. Actually, there is also an opening I would like to talk about. Would you ever consider going 2 warriors, no workshop?
Specifically because of the lighthouse. I would consider
not because
it,
of lighthouse. Specifically because of lakes. Because here you have a 100% guarantee of finding both villages with both warriors. So it's actually better economically if you're not going to buy techs. If you're going to stay on 1 tech, it's better to just get 2 warriors and not get the workshop, which is
just
very
get that early workshop.
But here, if you go west-west with the warrior, you're guaranteed a village, right? And if you go on the other fruits, so west and then north, you're also guaranteed a village. So you're guaranteed to find both villages as soon as possible with both warriors.
I like it.
Yeah, so for expansion, it's great if you're sure that there are villages.
Got yourself short for like 1 star early on, but yeah, that's better economically in the long run. Without further ado, let us begin.
All right, he goes for the workshop opening. What a surprise.
After all the talk about possible different openings.
Oh, but Vorce is going backwards with the warrior. He's not going for the classic center play. Riding picked up as usual. Fishing here. He's going to try to go for expansion on the water because he sees there's a big lake in the middle. And I think he's hoping for opposite side spawns here. Right? Because if they're opposite, he can expand to the sides.
Oof, that's going to be a little bit rough. Oh my goodness! What is up with these mountain ranges?
Oh yeah.
Just the lines of mountains on this map. You would think that I'd be drawing them out on the map editor.
Yeah, blockade. Okay.
All right. He's going for Explorer, which meets
Lighthouse.
And gets Lighthouse. That's a very nice Explorer for him.
The interesting thing when it comes to lakes instead of Pangea is you actually have a few more possible openings. Rider Roads, while very strong, is not the only dominant strat anymore. Because also usually the first one onto the water in the mountain blocks it once again.
All right, so here it looks like Anva is going to be attacking with some riders and some warriors. And Vorce is going to be trying to play defense with just a bunch of riders. And actually the riders are one of the best defensive units because you can stay way out of range and just kill whatever units come into your terrain. Here, keep in mind that there is a bridge play for the swordman, which we might see here in the future. He spams units as he should. Vorce spams units because he needs to defend against the vet sword that's coming and all the units. Another explorer is going to help with expansion.
Oof.
That's very nice.
So close. So close.
That mountain range at the bottom, specifically dividing it in two. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very nice.
So as long as we are able to defend here, this is actually a really, really strong position for Orange. Oh, but the siege on the capital.
Ooh, double siege here. He does have the units to unsiege, though. 4 units will kill the swordman. And then the warrior will kill the rider. And he'll keep expanding in the south, right? So if Orange is able to stabilize here, he will have a city advantage. But he keeps getting siege. Double siege again. I do believe this is killer now for him. So it's gonna be a giant, right, with the port? Yeah, very nice.
What I would be very interested in is to see a defensive expansion play right over here in the central city in order to cut off the opponent's bridge that they built.
Yeah. Okay, it looks like he's holding the monument, right? I don't see where he used Park of Fortune. Maybe for another giant in capital. And 3 connections. Now, Anva is going for his own giants. Which makes sense. You need them at some point, and they're great economically. 1 more ruin's gonna get picked up. Alright, there's the second giant. Second giant in the game. It's kind of hard to push with just 1 giant, especially when there's another one defending, because all you need is 1 giant hit and 4 riders, or 4 basic hits, and a giant dies. So here, if he sieges, he instantly gets killed by the other giant.
Yep. So he's just going to be standing right
Hunting
there.
Archery. That's very nice. That's very important for the defense bonus on the giant, so you can step up and try to push the opponents back. Chivalry here picked up by Vorce, and steps back with the giants. Trains a knight. 5 cities for Anva. He's trying to chop down the giant with riders and archers. He's spamming defenders now, the defender archer strategy that we love. I love this. I love this. Defender archers. All right. Ow. Now the pressure is coming on from the other
2 knights are going in.
2 knights. They can unsiege this, but it's going to be very tricky, especially since
there's more knights coming. Yeah. Very tricky position. And there's a giant coming still. You don't have the units. Ooh, that's a cap siege.
This was, yeah.
Brutal. Very nice defense by Vorce.
Yeah.
Look at all of those promotions happening at the end of the game. Let's just hear how many happens in 1 turn. 2, 1.
Was that a new knight or the one that it sieged the capital?
I'm not sure. Maybe one that survived. He did have some surviving knights.
It was one that had survived.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Surviving one. Yeah.
Okay.
It was on 4 HP and got vet.
Yeah.
Again, I think he only got it because he did not have climbing. If you go back, he did the classic. I don't have climbing, so I can kill your units. And this is a play that on last turn 17, right? Turn 18. I mean, this is a play that a lot of players will miss. Because you think, okay, if they kill me, they go on the mountain, and then they cannot chain, right? But actually, they can, because they're not going on the mountain. Here he defends. He's trying to kill that knight. He goes with defender with the 1 HP, but it doesn't die. And so he goes here. Bam, bada, bam. As you say, Tolby.
Pop. Just a beautiful play done there at the very end.
Beautiful game, yeah. I do want to say props to Vorce for I don't know if you remember, but he delayed expansion on purpose. Of the two southern villages, he did not go for them, even though he had rafts that could. Right there, turn 12. Yeah, I think he had or 13 maybe. He had a raft that could go in the village or drop down into the land, and he decided to drop it on the land to help defend. This way, it also keeps his tech costs very low, right? And that's how he affords chivalry. Because I think a lot of players, even great players, would go straight for the village here, right? Get the village, get more units, get the workshop, you know. But it's actually better to drop it back. Oh, never mind. It must have been earlier then. Must have been an earlier raft I was thinking about.
Let's take a quick look. See,
yeah, this one. That's turn
right
9.
here.
Yeah, because if you go for the village, then you lose a lot of stars because your tech gets higher cost. Yeah.
I think it was also that warrior is what kept him inside the game without having to lose his village.
It is.
Yeah, I
that
think
warrior is what's saving him right now.
Crucial for defense. Yeah. So it was very, very tight, like in the early game, but later, like Anva did not actually find any way to pressure Vorce.
Yep.
So they stayed with so like they took archery, but it wasn't a good choice against Shiv, I guess.
Absolutely. And here you've invested a lot of stars trying to attack, so you're a bit behind in economy. Look at your city still level 2, and the south city still level 1, because you used all your stars trying to attack.
So what was a better choice for Anva here? What would you say?
I think he did a nice try. It was a very nice try to go for the capital with the vet sword and try to get a city. Because if he did get a city, this turn, if he did get a city, the game would have been very clutch. Very, very clutch. Like, if he got a city this turn, the game was over, I think. Yeah. So maybe he could have played his attack a little bit better. I'm not sure. But
honestly,
when
really
you attack, actually, you usually also trade negatively, which means you lose more units than your opponent does. And on defense, you will kill more units. So this also made that Vorce got Killer Monument very early compared to Anva, and got the first giant. And yeah, the unsiege this turn is very clutch.
Toby?
I actually agree that I think it was a good idea, especially since he was not on the water and his opponent was. Going onto the water is very expensive, but in the long run will typically win you the game. So trying to make an early push here on land, I think just was the correct choice. I don't know if there's a better way to have executed it though. Maybe just instead of trying to do a split push, maybe try to focus fully on one city instead. And in the south, that's the only difference I can think of is piling up all the units onto the southern city instead, or just focus them all on the capital. So it's specifically this on turn 10. Instead of splitting up the attention onto the capital. I don't know. It's hard. It's really hard to tell. This is another one of those you could probably spend a whole bunch of time looking at this map, but when you're looking at the range of these units, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. So like this rider is as far as it can go. This one can clear out this infantry here, but
wouldn't it make more sense to actually attack this southern city with a veteran swordsman and then block everything?
That's
or even block with the veteran swordman, like kill the 10 HP with the veteran swordman and try to siege with a rider.
Oh yeah, that could also work.
Or there's also a play where you place a road under the 3 HP and you try to go for that 10 HP rider, right? So if you get a rider out of the way, you can maybe block that tile and siege the capital. There's a lot of things to consider here, and it's I don't think you have the time to do it in like 2 minutes.
No.
No.
Yeah, but still, like Anva had the vision, so they decided to go for the cap siege and kind of split the sieges. So
yes,
I think with a short amount of time, I would have loved to have seen the veteran swordsmen siege the city and try to use these riders strategically to block. I think,
yeah.
I think I would see. I would also see like a siege on cap, and then the road under the 3 HP, like I mentioned, with the, like vet sword siege on cap, and then just place a road under the 3 HP and try to go snipe out the rider and block some tiles maybe. But like again, it's really hard to tell if any of this works.
Yeah, because this was the maybe not the only chance, but like very few chances that Anva had. But because we also have to mention that if it was to last longer, the Anva had like no water access whatsoever.
Yes.
So this game would have been lost anyway because Vorce was already on land and he had like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 cities with the water access. So like there is no way you can win this with such little access.
I think in this game we can see a difference in strategy as well, because here Anva decided to go for the early rider roads, which in my opinion is wrong. Because look at his, like, for example, look at his math spots. He would have insane market spots if he went for them. And I think Vorce's choice to go fishing is very good because in his mind, he can expand. And if his opponent does not expand as well, then he's just winning, right? And I think he knows that he can maybe defend an attack that's coming. Here, there's also a vet sword, so it's harder to defend. But even with the vet sword, he was able to pull through.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just doing some quick counting in my head. I think there actually was. I'm looking at this like there actually is a way to This is probably the least possible way to do it, but this would give you the best result for what we're trying to do, which is you use your veteran swordsman here to kill this 2 HP warrior. Which seems like the worst. Like, because if you put it over here and have it kill the 10 HP.
Oh yeah, you're not blocking.
The riders can just road around and completely ignore the swordsman altogether. But so you would have to have it here. You'd have to road these 2 riders.
5, yeah, that's beautiful.
In order to deal with this
warrior,
warrior,
have to kill the warrior. Yeah,
you'd have to use these riders. One of which, it doesn't matter. The lowest health one can take care of the one on the city, and then you should have enough bodies in order to. Yeah. But that's a lot of sacrifices.
Do you want to check real quick if there's anything close to a vet on the riders?
That's true. We can finally click these now. On these riders, no, not a single one.
That is also the downside when you're attacking. You cannot vet a sign that easily. But when you're defending, it's much easier to keep your riders alive.
Ooh. Yeah, that like. But that took me a solid minute to figure out that play, and to do that in a live game. Like props to anybody who could do that in that minute. But I think that would be the most efficient way. You are sacrificing nearly everything for this one village, but then it's 4-2. I think that's a worthwhile trade.
Or can you not siege with 10 HP? Like. Wait. Why do you need the all the riders to block? You can also just move back with all your riders and block with just the swordman, right?
Because
there's 5. There's 5.
Yeah, there's 5. There's technically 6 units here, so you gotta
need 2 blocks.
Make it difficult to get there. Yeah, you need at least 2 blocks, and you're gonna need 3 units in order to achieve that.
Yeah, but also I think what he's maybe thinking here is that your opponent might be able to get scouts, right? So if you commit all that for just one village and you're sieging with 5 HP, your opponent could get a scout and shoot you off.
Yep, and it is turn 10, so in theory it is possible. Yep. Just 1 scout is all that would be needed.
Did Vorce have any units on water or not?
Oh, absolutely
not.
Okay. Yeah. But Anva wasn't able to they did not have vision. Okay.
There's no way for Anva to have gotten that vision. So
did they see that the warrior actually landed on the land or not?
No. Oh no, I don't think they would have been able to have seen that, because all we did get to see is the warrior sail on off, and that's it. This is the actually didn't even see that warrior.
Yeah.
Drop back in, yeah.
He dropped back in. So actually, in theory, he has that perfect vision necessary. But I would, that's what I would end up doing. You're sacrificing a lot of units, but you would get an extra city, and you should be able to start rushing the other riders forward, and you should be able to outlast. Build some city walls here, boom.
But even then, Vorce still gets a giant. He still gets killer in the giant, and he's just gonna take back the city with a giant.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
You know, with the city walls, you know,
or
Anva
with the city walls, yeah.
could go, you know, defenders, and then it's like, you know, even with the giant, it's you know, it's very difficult to.
The giants, what giant? 2 scouts and a giant, right? Would have to be it, or is it more?
No, it's way more.
Way more
than that. You need to start with a giant, and then it's like 4 units or something, and they still all die.
Yeah, that's probably what I would have done. But of course, that's hindsight is 2020.
Yeah.
That's not my vision at all. So.
Yeah, exactly. So it's easy for us to tell them, you know, what should have been done. But yeah, anyway, so this was the good solution. So and also we have to remember that some of those tournaments, you know, last for like very long time. So if you see this opportunity, you know, to siege the capital, and it's like very close, maybe the opponent will make a, you know, mistake and or a misclick, and then, you know, like the game is yours, you know, like in 10 turns or something. So yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
You know, it's fair enough for Anva. They could have won this very fast.
Yeah, this is monthly finals, loser bracket finals, but even then, like, that's still a lot of games they were playing at that point. So
oh yeah, they'd been playing for hours at least.
Yeah. So that's exhausting.
For sure.
Anyway, yeah, so we are that's it, everything what we wanted to show you. 4 games, very interesting ones. So 2 of them were very, very similar with knights ending the games. What's up, Toby?
Reality is peeling into the background. There we go.
Okay. One was with the catapults, so something different, and the last one was also with the 9 chain, but it was a quick one. So I guess, and then on a different kind of terrain with some naval action, we might say. Let's check our poll. So it turned around. So, and let's end it. So it's 54-46 for leader Apache, guys. So you won.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Anyway, it was a pleasure to have you today. I hope you enjoyed the games. Next month will be Chinchi. It's almost done. The tournaments are almost over. We'll have like a mountain walking action this time.
Oh yeah, it's going to be very different, I think.
Yeah.
It's also going to be a nice month, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you again. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for all the likes and the votes in our little poll. Hope to see you next month for the Chinchi Polysseume. See you. Bye.
Absolutely. We'll see you there.